Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to the All-Star Brawl. We've got an amazing game for you tonight. Semifinals. We've got G-Force up against Gaia, and the Trash Boys are back. It's myself, Marks, casting alongside Spooky, and we're being observed and produced tonight by Refused. But Spooky, how you doing? This is weird. We're not in the losers bracket anymore.
It's true, Marks. There must have been like a logistical scheduling error to let us into the actual bracket instead of just relegating us to losers. It's weird. It's a weird feeling. I'm so used to elimination matches, but not today. Even with only 3 teams left in the All-Star Brawl, this is not an elimination match. G-Force versus Gaia. They're playing in the winners bracket finals, not the grand finals. The winners bracket finals. The winner here will go immediately to the grand finals. Will go undefeated through the All-Star Brawl. The loser will go down to the losers bracket finals to face off against Bear Claw Gaming, who just beat Death Computer like 30 minutes ago.
Yeah, you know, that one just happened, and Bear Claw Gaming looked pretty good. But, of course, we've got 2 Titans, both of them starting with G in their names. Wonder if that was coordinated. But we've got G-Force going up against Gaia. And, Spooky, these teams, well, they have a little bit of a history with the All-Star Brawl. What can you tell us first about Gaia?
First, Gaia, personally, when this thing started, Gaia was my favorite to win the entire tournament. And, honestly, my faith was not misplaced. As you can see, they are in the winners bracket finals. They have not lost a match yet. They have been dominating the tier 3 scene for the last couple of months, getting really high finishes, but never quite getting that first place. I believe they were the runner-ups in that last Overwatch All-Stars Brawl we had, as well as the Will Invitational about a month ago. So they've gotten second place a couple times, but they haven't quite gotten the trophy yet. On the other hand, Mark's G-Force has just been stomping their way through the bracket.
Yeah,
like I was looking at them, it's just 3-0 after 3-0. They have not found a fierce competition yet. But Gaia might be pretty stiff. You know, I'm excited to see how this one shakes up.
Yep, phrasing is important indeed. But Gaia, they want to take this one all the way to the finish line. Just break through all of those ceilings and then make their ways to the finals, because last time they were defeated by Andy's Daycare, and Andy's Daycare is no longer here, meaning that they might have a legitimate chance, if they do make it to the grand finals, to take home the All-Star Brawl. But once again, like you said, G-Force, they've kind of been stomping, maybe even rolling over all of their opponents up until now. G-Force, also a force to be reckoned with. Wow, so many puns out of these names. I don't know if that last one was a pun. That's okay, I'm just going to
I won't count it. But
all right, I'm glad you're keeping score. Somebody is. But they are going to be going into this, and I've casted a game of G-Force before, and they look very well coordinated on that ball comp, living up to their hamster name. We can expect to see a lot of Wrecking Ball tonight, I think, Spooky.
Yeah, and I mean, it's guaranteed to be a good game, Marks. Like, you don't get all the way through the All-Star Brawl without dropping a match if you're not a good team. These are the only 2 teams left that are undefeated. Everyone else is out, honestly. They've gone home. They've lost their 2 matches, except for Bear Claw. There are only 3 teams left, and 2 of them are undefeated. I'm certainly excited, Marks, but there's one player that I'm definitely looking at on Gaia. It's going to be Haven. This guy, you know, at the most crucial moments, he's got to be turning on the aimbot or something, because he is hitting shots. It's absolutely insane, and he is my player to watch going into this match, because the guy just turns up when you need him.
Yeah, you know, maybe let's not accuse players of cheating in any sort of things.
He doesn't.
He's just that good.
Haven's what aimbots were based off of.
Yeah, they saw him and were like, how do we just algorithmize his aiming, and then boom, we've got aimbots available. But once again, a lot of Haven specifically could definitely pop off. And, well, something to keep in mind, here at the All-Star Brawl, we have something called the MVP poll. Spooky, can you tell us about the MVP poll?
God, Marks, I would love to tell you about the MVP poll.
This is your favorite part.
This is why I'm here. If you guys will go down, if you'll just scroll down a little bit, look at the About tab, you'll see a link that will bring you to our MVP poll. That is where you vote for your most valuable player in the game. Whoever it is on either team, win or lose, they will be pulled into the booth with me and Marks at the end of this. And it's entirely based off of your votes. So watch the game, watch very closely, watch very critically, see exactly who is in there making the most impact, and vote for them in that MVP poll. We love to see exactly who gets to come into the booth. And with a match like this, it's not an elimination match. So no, regardless of who we talk to, win or lose, I think there's going to be a little bit of spice coming out in the interview when we ask them some of these questions about who's going to be the champion of the Overwatch All-Star Brawl.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a very contentious topic, but once again, MVP poll, just go down below and make sure to cast your vote there. I think if you use bits, you can cast another vote if you really, really, really just love one of these players. You're impressed by their Overwatch gameplay. You think they're incredibly handsome or beautiful, no matter which way it goes, and you just want to listen to their voice, then make sure to vote down below at any point. So, MVP poll will be live, and Spooky, we've got our first map for tonight. It's going to be Blizzard World. So what can you tell us about Blizzard World?
There's a lot of high ground marks, and honestly, we've seen these two teams, they really do enjoy ball comps. Yep. So that is exactly what I'm expecting. I couldn't tell you, actually, which team picked this map, because I think both of them would like to go to it, because it is really good for these kind of ball zen compositions that I think Absolutely. Both GeForce and Gaia have been running a lot in the past. So I'm definitely excited. It's a high-risk, high-reward composition. It's very, very hard to play. So but you know, these two teams have figured it out. So I'm expecting some very, very high level Overwatch coming out for us, Marks, and Blizzard World is a great place to start off.
Absolutely, and honestly, I'm genuinely curious how this is going to go, because I do think that both of these teams are going to force very, very similar compositions, right? And then at that point, it's just going to come down to which one is just a little bit more skillful on the comp. And I'm so curious to see what adjustments are going to be made here, because that could make or break some of these matches, especially too if you're just going up in a skill gap.
Yeah, you won't have to wait very long to see, Mark. So we are in game. We're going to see exactly what these guys break out. I believe the meta has been shifting more to an Orisa-based composition. You'll see a lot of Orisas on the field through the rest of the matches, but we'll see exactly if these teams are going to swap their style up to kind of match that more static meta, or if they want to just come out on the ball comps. And already, Marks, we see Strider, we see Astro, they're locking in the hamsters.
Of course they're going to be locking in the hamsters. I just wanted to highlight, Pummy, really good on Sombra. And that could be actually very key on being able to shut down the enemy's Wrecking Ball in Astronex. Because, Sombra can shut that down, especially too if they do come in with this Symmetra as well. Things could be a little bit spicy here, but once again, we're going to be starting out with GeForce on the defense here, Spooky.
Yeah, and Strider's all the way against the spawn. Just scouting out a little bit, gonna see who's gonna come out, and see if they are going to go into the mirror match that we're expecting. But yeah, that's gonna be it. Doomed is coming out with the Symmetra, get the whole team ready to go in, and we are gonna see the Ball Zen mirror match coming out.
And here we go. They're already just trading blows, but none of these teams really wanting to commit here. Doomed running the Sombra 2. Finds an instrumental hack that could be pretty good, but it's going to be up to the Tracer and Wrecking Ball, in my opinion, to make things happen. And Ultima Web has already fallen down.
Yeah, that's going to be good for the attacking team pushing forward, but the Tracers are down on both sides. Haven falls as well, and it's going to be GeForce striking back here.
Yeah, Strider unfortunately falling down in the midst of things. Right now, Gaia do have their Wrecking Ball still online, but they've already lost so many members. And we can see a swap coming through. Haven already going over to the Symmetra instead this time to quickly teleport out and then right back onto that Tracer, giving up that ult percentage.
Yeah, I'm curious who he was trying to teleport. I don't remember exactly who died. I know 2 died for each team, but that might have been a quick swap just to take advantage of the offensive spawn. It's a little bit closer than the defensive, trying to get the whole team together, but I don't think it's going to matter. Gaia's still looking for their opening. They're going on to Limu Young a little bit on the Zen, but it is going to be Astro who falls.
Yeah, and right now, this is all coming up, what do you call it, G-Force, as they're winning out this defense right now. Both of these Zens being pressured so hard, and nothing really to answer for it. Now it's a little bit of a brawl in the small side room, but still, they haven't made enough progress in order to cap things up. Strider rolling around in the back line. Anyhow, meanwhile, getting the brunt of everything, got hacked up and gets taken out of the mech there. Looking for that hard reset. Now Haven kind of coming alive. Really putting on the pressure into the back line. He's going after late Wu Young. Gonna have to recall out of that one, but right now it's looking like Gaia are gonna be able to control this point. As soon as these picks start coming through, yeah, they're gonna be positioning themselves and planting a firm flag in point number 1.
Yeah, that was a big kill onto Magic 8 Ball coming out from Haven. Limu Young had died just a little bit ago, but when you're on Zen, it's gonna take a long time to get back. Taking out Magic 8 Ball means there are no supports, and the rest of the game is just cleanup for Gaia. It's first point capture, but despite how long this game has been going on, no ultimates have been used yet, Marks. Now everything is in the tank for both teams. Most crucially, those EMPs are looking at the Transcendence. Pummy's gonna use it, and a Trance is gonna...
EMP? Trance? Okay, all the ultimates being used right now, but the kills are coming up all Gaia. We see here the mines come down here. Astronex has to be careful, trying to back up into there. Gets stuck up, but is able to take Team of Web on the way down. Now Strider trying to stall up the point for a little bit longer, allow the team to get back. It's going to get pressured down, but able to escape, but gets body blocked by Philum. And Haven just kind of soaps up that kill. And just like that, Gaia, they're going to be rolling this cart forwards.
And look at the ultimate difference now. G-Force used 3, Gaia just used 2, and they have 4 more on deck. Limu Young has the Transcendence now, but the EMP has already been used. I believe Doomed hit that on the Zenyatta, and that's the name of the game with the EMP. Take out the Zen. Pummy was not able to do that, but he is able to pick up the kill onto Doomed. G-Force can't come back here.
Yeah, we can see right now they're being pressured backwards. Gaia taking a little bit more defensive angles. Haven fell down as well. The mines are going to go in there. Going to force out the trance from Limu Young. It's going to just clean up those mines nice and easy. Now we see that Strider is going to get hacked up. Trying to very slowly crab walk away, but now it's actually Astronex who's going to be in trouble here. Is able to fall. They're able to find that pick there, and now G-Force are in a pretty ample position right now. Anyhow, very far back into the back line here, but the positioning is just completely scattered. Still, no picks coming through. Cart progress is being denied by the 2 tracers flying around the point there. But now we hear the self-destruct being launched up into the air. Doesn't find anything. Anyhow, gonna use one of their own. Doesn't find anything as well. Just drop the bombs into the back line. And now it's just gonna be, they're basically playing cat and mouse with each other right now, Spooky.
And that's going to be the entire match, Marks, if they're going to stay on these 2 compositions. The EMP comes out, but once again it misses the Zenyatta. IBTB uses the Transcendence, and everyone's healed up, and Doomed responds.
Yeah, and we're here, the Pulse Bomb come out. Doesn't find anything here, but now the picks are coming out. A little bit of a late Transcendence coming in from late Limu Young.
He didn't have it.
And well,
he was 3% away when the EMP came out, and he just was smashing Q, I guarantee it. But he just didn't have it at the time. Doomed was just a little bit ahead on that ultimate, and Limu Young, and despite, there's nothing you can do. You're 97% away from Trance, or you're 97% to Trance. You're 3% away. You just can't deny the EMP at that point. So G-Force, they do their best, but it's going to be that second point to Gaia.
Yeah, and look at that. They took a very aggressive angle. Thankfully, Strider was in the back line, able to stall things out for a little bit longer, allowing his team to get some positioning here. But now we're going to be seeing these teams get back into the brawl again. Ultima Web immediately going in there, just trying to poke around, add a little bit of damage. Does have the Discord Orb. We're going to hear the mines come online as well as a rally as well. Right now, this is G-Force. They want to move forward as they find the first pick onto Strider, meaning that they will have the advantage. Okay, G-Force, they are in a great position here. Gaia just taking that positional advantage and will be moving up here. Look at that, Spooky. They've already pressured them so far back already.
Yeah, Gaia is just, they've got their foot on the pedal and they're pushing the gas. They want to keep this going, but Pummy is coming up on that EMP. So far has not been able to hit IBTB with that ultimate, get that immediate Zen kill. He's going to need to get it soon. I'm looking at Pummy. He's got to get this EMP online soon. Doomed is coming up, but doesn't have it quite yet.
And once again, now just taking the high ground there. The Pulse Bomb goes out, doesn't find anything. A self-destruct gets dropped into the back line. Thankfully, a little bit of natural cover, but it is going to find the D-Mech onto Fiddlem. Now, Ultima Web coming up a little bit in clutch, but immediately as soon as I say that, Doomed shuts that down immediately. Pummy had a recall out of there just to keep alive. Haven, meanwhile, doing Haven things, just flying around, kind of being an absolute menace for GeForce. And now look at this, Gaia are in a great position for final fight territory if they can win this out. Doomed running in with the EMP, looking for a good opportunity to pop this one. Looking around, gets stunned out, has to teleport out, and is getting pressured down from the high ground. Limu Young picked up Fiddleum, and now this is going to be a reset from Gaia, as GeForce looked like they were on their last legs for a second.
Yeah, it was looking rough, but IBTB was still coming back from spawn. Fiddleum was out of mech. And that was a great play from Magic Mayfall to knock Sombra out of position, but Doomed manages to hold on to the EMP. But their ults building up for GeForce. They have both support ults that can save you through this EMP if they need it, but they're matched out on Gaia. I think a lot of ultimates are going to be coming out into IBTB to start with. Pummy's down!
That's not good. Out comes the EMP as well. It does find two. Regardless, though, Limu Young is able to use the Transcendence, and it's also going to be buffed by a little bit of a rally. Dueling rallies coming in. Now the mines are going to be dropped onto the point as well. A self-destruct thrown up into the air, trying to clear out some of the people here. Ultima Web gets caught up in the fireworks. And now it's looking like Gaia are going to be rolling this one forwards towards the end, and GeForce are not able to stop them as they finish, but with only 23 seconds left on the clock.
Regardless, Marks, 23 seconds is not bad. No, it's honestly pretty good. A lot of teams do get stalled out at the end, and so far Gaia has been putting on quite a show on this composition so far. When you're into the mirror match, it's hard to have a statement like this, you know. Absolutely. I mean, 23 seconds, not the biggest in the world, but they still did complete the map. And quite honestly, Gaia looked good the entire time. They looked like they were in control. GeForce looked like they were just trying to bring it back. But so far, Marks, the thing that stands out to me, I mean, it's one round, okay? I'm going to be a one-round Andy and tell you what's going on in this match.
Jaker's not in this tournament, Spooky, come on.
Yeah, but Doomed's EMPs have been better than Pummy's. And the EMP is not the biggest ultimate in the game. Well, it is. It's not it's the biggest ultimate in the game in general. It's not as impactful in these compositions as it might be in, you know, like it used to be in Goats or Rush. Yeah. Because the teams they're not gathered. They're spread out. But so far, Doomed has been getting the Zenyatta. He's been getting 4-man. So I don't think Pummy has hit IBTB once with an EMP, and that is the target you're going for. You need to deny the support ultimates, and you need to get that easy kill without the shield. So far, Pummy's EMPs have not impressed, but he's got a lot of time to bring it back as GeForce starts their attack. We're going to see the same compositions. Let's see if GeForce are able to bring something back and get the finish on this map.
Here we go. Immediately, we can see just the momentum coming out from this team composition. You know, mobility is kind of their strong suit, and already GeForce already moved up past the statue, cleared the high ground, but the brawl is going to be on the point here, Spooky.
Yeah, we're just going to wait until the engage comes in. They're looking for a target, but neither can quite find it. They're waiting for the opportunity to come online. But this is on GeForce to force that opportunity. Guys happy to just sit and wait. I mean, they don't have a point to capture. They're just chilling.
Yeah, it's kind of looking like Newton's Cradle right now with both of these Wrecking Balls flying in. The engagement does come through, but a hack comes on to Strider as he has to back off there. Ultima Web was able to come in with the assist to keep him alive, but now the position is going towards GeForce. We see Gaia. They're going to be going in here. Astronex drops in on top of them. Unable to get too much value there, but Strider found Doom first. That's not what you want to see if you are Gaia. Now, GeForce, they're more than happy to just move their way onto point. Strider in the back line. Gets a little bit of pressure here, but going to be looking for another target. Finds Astronex, looking for the drop down in the back line onto everybody. A Transcendence comes online just to make sure that they win this fight. But Haven's already got Ultima Web, and Haven finds Magic M8 ball again. Wow, Haven just doing Haven things. Despite the fact that Transcendence was there, GeForce, well, their luck is spinning out now.
I told you, Marks, I told you in the beginning, when you need Haven to turn up, he will, and we just saw it right there. Gaia had no chance in that until Haven comes up with a 2K, so if anyone's looking for an MVP, you know who I would be picking. Now, both EMPs are online, both Transcendences have been used. Anyhow goes off the edge just for that reset. He's got to be coming back soon, but this is going to be who uses their EMP first, I believe, Marks. No Transcendences to counter this one out. but the rallies are there. The EMP doesn't get rid of the armor. Still, Strider going down. That's going to be another reset coming out for GeForce. They're a little bit split up.
Yeah, and GeForce already have 2 ticks on this, so they really just need to win 1 team fight, and then they will guarantee themselves first point.
Right now, Gaia. Time marks.
They already got time.
Got a lot of ults, but a lot of ults on Gaia's side as well. It's a little iffy.
It is a little iffy. They do have over a minute left, though, so they will have at least 2 opportunities here. Pummy looking for an opportunity, has to recall out. Didn't find it. But Pulse Bomb gets dropped onto the point. Not going to find anything that time. The rally is going to be used now. EMP coming out. Finds 3. Counter EMP as well, finding 4. We're just doing a pure numbers game, then that looked like it was going in favor of Gaia. Now Supply pops the rally as well, and this is looking like Gaia will have their chance here to hold them back completely. The Sultan Struck finds Pummy as well. That's not what you want to see here, and we can already see the GeForce. They have to take a little bit of more, what do you call it, out of the way. I guess we see the 2 Zenyatta's, they're just going to be trancing, high-fiving each other. They're like, yeah, bro, I get you. And Strider finds a pick onto Supply. Now, GeForce, this might be their opportunity here. Astronex on the high ground, looking for an opportunity to stall out here. Has that slam available. Gonna be swinging in, looking for Limu Young. It's gonna have the Discord onto him, and the team peels back for him. I think that was an excellent play, but it did bring all of the players back now. Might have just stalled things out enough. Now, Astronex looking for opportunity number 2. Gonna get whip-shotted, but it's okay because it goes up into the air instead. Now we are gonna be seeing, what do you call it? The fight happened on point as Haven finds Ultima Wep. Haven, this is your moment. If you can hold them back here, that this is going to guarantee map number 1. And with the mines onto the point, this is looking nigh impossible for GeForce to even get on point to stall things out without giving up their lives, and they don't even matter. Spooky, Gaia take first map with a full hold on point number 1 on Blizzard.
Yeah, and we see it coming from Supply in chat. He says decisive, and I've got to agree. But honestly, Marks, that was a little close on point A. I think there were a number of times that Gaia might have lost that. The first one we're seeing right now in the play of the game, it's Haven who saved their butts, quite frankly, on this first point when GeForce were so close to taking that. And then when the double EMPs came out, it was actually, I criticized Pummy for having worse EMPs than Doomed, but he actually got the better end of it. But it was the rally coming out from Supply that kept IB2B alive, or IBTB alive on that Zenyatta. The shields were gone, but the armor was still there. So you weren't actually able to capitalize and get that kill as quickly as you needed it to. And then Astro comes in to really pressure Limu Yang. The rest of the team backs up to save him, but Astro gets out with his life, even if he didn't get the kill. And that gives enough time for Gaia to regroup a little bit. Then, since everyone had used their ultimates already, Astro was the only one with an ult, with those mines. You're able to set them up on point. And I mean, mines on point when you have to touch.
Yep.
That's a strong ultimate, Marks. It's much stronger than the typical minefield coming out from the Wrecking Ball. So Gaia, you know, maybe Lady Luck's on their side a little bit tonight because a couple of those situations were really quite dicey. But it's solid play coming out from the team. You can't deny that. You know, a couple of times that could have gone another way, but would GeForce have finished the map? With the way the 2 teams are playing, I'd say not. I do think Gaia has their number, at least on Blizzard World.
Yeah, I think I tend to agree here. Gaia just looked like they were mastering the comp just a little bit better. I do want to commend GeForce, though, because there were constant opportunities where we see the dive come in on Limu Young, and they did peel back, and they were able to keep him alive. But
yeah, it wasn't a stomp.
No,
and you look at the scores. You could say it was a stomp. You could say decisive, I suppose. But it definitely seemed like one team was a little bit better. It's not you're getting rolled over. It's just Gaia was a little bit more coordinated, and in certain fights that matters more. So you see a 3-0, and you're like, oh, Gaia destroyed them. It wasn't like that. GeForce had a foot in this game every single step of the way. It just wasn't enough, and it wasn't when it mattered.
No, absolutely not. And I do think, actually, if Haven did not get that stick onto their brig...
Oh, yeah.
supposed to win that, but then the Haven diff came out, and it was like, well, all right, I guess we don't win that push, and things were looking dicey from that point on. And speaking of pop-off plays, Spooky, what can you tell us about players who might be popping off?
Holy moly, Marks. If you think a player had popped off in that match, do I have a little treat for you. If you would be so kind as to scroll down to the About tab, you are going to see our patented MVP poll. May not actually be patented, don't hold me to that. But go ahead, click on that link, and vote for your favorite player in this game so far, who has been making the most impact, who has been putting up the numbers, or who you think is just the best, regardless of map score. Go ahead and put your vote in for them, and we'll be talking to them at the end of the match. Regardless of either team, win or lose, it's just whoever has the most votes will be pulled into the booth, and we will get to ask them a couple of questions. I'm sure they'll be happy with the accolade of MVP. So go ahead, make someone's day, vote an MVP poll today.
It is always a pleasure when we get to not only plug the MVP poll, but also interview the MVP at the end of the night, because it's fun to be able to interact with the people and see what they think. Because
that is the second best part of the MVP poll. Sure.
Okay, come on. Somebody loves the MVP poll, specifically plugging it. But we're gonna get this underway. Next up, we are deciding our map orders. But Spooky, give us a little bit of a background on how the maps work for the All-Star Brawl, because it's a little bit unconventional compared to other Overwatch tournaments.
Yeah, if you're just tuning in to the All-Star Brawl and you're like, why are we 0-0 and on Blizzard World instead of a control map?
Like control.
I do think this is some of the things that make All-Star Brawl special and maybe even a little bit more competitive, is that it's not really based off map type. It doesn't go, control 2CP, hybrid or anything like that. It's really based off the losing team getting the pick. They can pick any map in the map pool. The only rule is you cannot play the same map type back to back. And we're going to be seeing that right now as we're moving to an assault map instead of the hybrid of Blizzard World. We are going to be going to Hanamura next. And this is going to be GeForce's pick. As the loser from the last map, they do get to pick this. Gaia did get one ban out of the map pool, but only one. So it is going to be GeForce taking the pick right now, and it looks like it's going to be Gaia on attack for Hanamura. I'm excited, Marks.
This is going to be interesting because personally, maybe that's just because I like to only play the rush, but I think Hanamura is a great rush map, specifically that first point. Obviously, we do have the Symmetra strategy, but Reinhardt's dueling it out at the front gate, swinging their hammers in each other's faces and trying to throw those fire strikes through. That's what I think of when I think of Hanamura point one. But both of these teams, well, I can't imagine that they're going to stray away from their Wrecking Ball. What do you think, Spooky?
Yeah, it's going to be tough. If there's a drawback to this Wrecking Ball Zen comp, it is holding ground.
Yeah.
You don't have an anchor tank. You don't have a Reinhardt. You don't have a Rissa. You have a Diva that can stand there for a little bit, and you have a Ball and a Tracer who can touch then leave. Yeah, that's the main strategy for holding a point. It's touch and leave. So it's definitely not stand strong like a rush comp or a bunker composition. So it could get a little bit dicey, especially if the defense, which I believe is GeForce, if GeForce comes out with the Ball Zen comp and Gaia decide to just force the Symmetra rush, all they really have to do is get on point. Because it's very, very difficult for GeForce to then come in with the ball comp to dislodge them there and knock them out of position. Because these ball comps, they need to get a kill first to work. And when a rush comp, all 6 of them are just standing strong on points, you need to be really creative to get that kill quickly, which is what you need to do because that percentage is ticking down before you lose the point. So far, we are going to see the ball comp coming out from GeForce again. I think this might be a little bit of a tip of the hat to that drawback I said. Anyhow is on the Sigma. A little bit more of that anchor tank. He gets to cover Pummy as well on the Hanzo, but it's a good character to, move back to the point and stand strong as well as rain down damage from this high ground.
Yeah, but this is going to be interesting because they are still going up against Doomed on that Sombra, which could just disable the Strider's Wrecking Ball completely. But I want to give credit where credit's due. Anyhow, on the Sigma has been a menace before. And especially too, Hanzo, with those arrows can do so much damage, bursting people down really quickly. So curious to see how this one is going to be rolling out here, Spooky.
Yeah, Strider shouldn't go too far beyond his team, so at least in this courtyard area. So I don't think Doomed will get that, get that value of a hack, and then the whole team gets to take him out. But we'll see what goes down. Pummy already gets that one hit. That is why you're playing the Hanzo, just to get those one-hit headshots. Just spam the chokes, and that's going to be a reset already for Gaia. This is a ball Zen comp. It's not just a ball comp.
Yeah, the Zenyatta too, especially being so slow.
This is the ball Zen comp, not just Zen comp.
Yeah, alright, Astronex does fall down as well. But that one's a little bit easier, because you can roll out a little quick. Turns out Hamster Ball's pretty quick, Spooky.
Yeah, he'll come on back, but again, Gaia are trying to figure out how to get into this on GeForce, have bled a minute off the clock already. And that's going to be Doomed going down to Magic 8 Ball. Again, it's just these one picks coming in as Gaia try and just get into the fight. You can see their Brig, their Diva, these heroes without those super heavy mobility abilities. They can't get it through. They can't get through the choke. They're waiting for an opportunity to be made by their DPS and their ball. And so far, it's nothing.
Yeah, well, you know what it is? It's Pummy actually just killing everybody. Strider dropping down on Supply's head as well. But once again, it looks like GeForce are going to be holding this one strong. I want to talk about a little bit of synergy here because right now, Anyhow and Pummy, they've been doing a great job teaming up, and same with Strider and Ultima Web. I think that these two synergies have been really working out for this team.
Yeah, I'm excited to see the synergy continue as Anyhow gets the flux. You can lift members of Gaia up, especially these ones who are waiting at the choke, the supports in the Diva, and slam them down into the Dragon Strike from Pummy. It's probably the best use of that ultimate in this composition. So let's see if that comes out. But still, Haven's got a Pulse Bomb. We've seen him work wonders before. Let's see if he manages it here.
And the Dragon is going to be coming out after a Transcendence gets popped here. Now the positioning looking like Gaia are finally breaking their way in here. Strider gets hacked up after dropping the mines. Okay with that though. He's got a little bit of wall defense. Doesn't realize that there is in fact someone behind him as well. The mines are going to deny enough entry here as Haven fell down as well. And the EMP is coming out. But it doesn't matter because Ultima 11 Strider just kind of sweeping up the board. And well, Gaia, they are trading some of these back. A rally now online for Magic 8 Ball. Let's see how they use this to push them back, and it looks like push them back they will. Gaia, they're going to be backing off once again, and they're going to be scratching their heads as they only have a minute left.
Yeah, they got a tick, and they had an opportunity there. It takes a little bit longer for GeForce to get back, and now Gaia have stronger positioning, but they just lost their Diva. They're coming in with the minefield from Astro. Let's see if that gets them another tick, as Haven drops the bomb on the Pummy as well.
Yeah, and right now, Doom just swapped over to the Soldier 76. That was disgusting. Pushed Ultima Web right into the mines. A Transcendence is going to be forced out as we see that this is GeForce wanting to hold this point. The self-destruct goes into the back line, doesn't find anything, but now Doom is back onto the point. I'm going to be shooting this Wrecking Ball down. Strider so low, stuck in the corner, able to escape just barely, and now Astronex bouldering through everybody as it's going to push them off just long enough so that they can get point number one. But Spooky, that was looking dicey for a second.
It certainly was, but that was what I was talking about at the beginning, Marks. It's hard to dislodge a team once they're on the point. We saw the Soldier, the Brig, the Diva, they managed to get on there. Strider just had to throw his body and start spinning the win to keep that percentage going up. There were still like 3 or 4 members of GeForce alive when that tick went over. So you really cannot give up ground like that. And Gaia forced it. They took quite a while to do it. But GeForce, once you lose some of that positioning, Gaia have a much better chance, and that's how they managed to take that point, despite being so low on time. But still, that time continues onward. Ultima Web gets a pick on the Haven, but Doom trades it out. Still on the Soldier. Doom does decide the legs are the way to win, and looks like he's putting in some damage as well.
Yeah, Trant's going to be used to counteract that, Gravitic Flux, and now Gaia getting all the picks necessary. Doomed, barely staying alive, now has the Visor online as well. Let's see if he decides to use it here. Might not even have to, as Gaia have the positional advantage. They should be able to get 2 picks here. And we got Mines on point, as well as the Rally. Doomed popping the Visor now, popping Strider right out of the air. Now looking for Ultima Wep as well, but there's too much offensive pressure here as Gaia are just coming in with their brooms and sweeping up the rest of GeForce as they should be capturing this point. We're going to be seeing Limu Young. It's going to be using the trance just to get everybody back here. Starting now swapped onto this Reinhardt, but immediately gets taken out by Haven. Anyhow, just coming through. The late swaps are coming in. They want to sell this for as long as
Limu Young?
Get that clock down. Limu Young did find one, but now Aurelia is online for supply as well. Anyhow, somehow staying alive on the point, but will be taken down eventually. And just like that, before Pummy can pummel his way back onto point, that's going to be point number 1. A very strong defense on that first point, but then, well, Gaia just used their inertia to roll right forwards over point number 2.
Yeah, they just continued pushing forward. So far, Astro has been phenomenal on this ball, just coming in for these huge slams and not quite getting punished for it, being able to get out with his life. And it's just a great push coming out from Gaia off a pretty rough offense on point A. Limu Young did his absolute best there at the end. I almost thought he was going to turn it, but it didn't quite come out for the hamsters over on GeForce. But still, 1-25 for Gaia. All things considered, I think that was a very, very good hold from GeForce. And they're looking really quite strong. I think Pummy has really turned up on this Hanzo, has been doing a very strong job. I know he swapped off for the last bits of the that final defense, but I think he's been looking very, very strong. I think all of GeForce had a very good game coming forward through Hanamura. So let's see if they get to continue this. So right now, I think I put my money on them because Gaia looked a little bit lost, but let's see how they're going to work now that they're swapping off their usual composition. No more balls for Gaia.
Nope.
And they're going over to Astro on the Orisa. But Haven on the Ashe, that's something to see. I'm certainly excited, and Doomed already putting 20% into that barrage, getting those rockets down on the Pharah as well.
Yeah, this Pharah Mercy combo is going to be pretty hard to take out of the air with the current composition that GeForce are going to be moving in with. Regardless, though, once again, we haven't seen them on this composition before, so let's see how they look. Meanwhile, GeForce, they're back and nice and comfortable. Although, maybe this won't work out. I don't know, Spooky. This one's hard to say.
Yeah, we'll see where GeForce decide to engage. You don't have that many targets, considering Doom and Supply are all the way up in the air. They don't really have anyone to contest them, except anyhow eating up some of those rockets. And the fight's going to be breaking out on point. But the Orisa's golden, and just putting in the damage, but the trades are coming out. Haven's down.
Yeah, probably finding that pick is pretty instrumental. Haven doing a lot of damage here. Supply is going to get the res online as well, though. Be able to bring him right back into the fight. No long walk required. Right now, GeForce look a little bit scattered. Meanwhile, Gaia, they're bunkering it up Orisa style on the point right now. Finally, the engage is going to be coming in here. Haven finds Pummy. Instrumental pick, and Doom just blasts his magic M8 ball up into the air. Rocket straight to the dome. That's what we love to see. And, well, right now, this is really working out for Gaia.
Yeah, the Mercy is just one more problem for GeForce to deal with, especially in a composition like this dive composition coming out from GeForce. They really need to snowball picks one after another, and when you can get the resurrection to bring the team back up, that is not what you want to see, because GeForce does not hold ground at all. They are not very good at being able to cover some of these resurrects. It's much harder for them to do, especially when they're, deep in the backline, which is usually where these picks are going to be coming out. So Supply on this Mercy is just one more problem for them to deal with. A lot of ults coming online. I'm curious to see where Doomed is going to land this barrage. He's nanoed, but he can't seem to find opportunity, but he does find Magic Maid Ball if he doesn't find the barrage.
Astro takes a pulse bomb, but he's all right for it. That's a huge EMP coming in, though.
EMP.
It's going to be 4 members out of 5 remaining, and we can see right now they're going to be moving in. The mines have been dropped on a point, going to force a Transcendence out from Limu Young. And Bob goes flying off the edge. See you later, Bob. Have fun swimming with the fishes. But now this looks like it will be GeForce's opportunity to capitalize here. Astro trying to get some point presence on here, at least stall things out. We are going to see that it is going to be Fiddlem able to go back onto there. Going to drop the self-destruct there. Hopefully stay alive long enough. Does find Strider. That is a big pick, as Astro can now re-engage. There's going to be a self-destruct flying into the back line here. Astro has to back off. Got the purple off, but it doesn't matter because Limu Young is throwing those Zenyatta orbs, and it's hitting everybody as it's just carnage on the point right now. But regardless, GeForce, they still haven't been able to capture this point despite finding all of the picks. Now, this might be their opportunity as the spawns are going to take a really long time to get back in here. And just like before, we're going to see them run things over. Now we can see this is going to require Gaia to reset really quick because, you know, GeForce, they're going to be rolling through as quickly as they can, and they are going to be stalling out Fiddlem. Feels bad, man.
Yeah, it doesn't matter though. Doomed is the hero at the end. They get a little consolation prize in taking out Limu Yang at the end. There's no way that GeForce are going to be able to come in here with a 6-stack because Limu Yang is going to be floating his slow way back from spawn. So that does give Gaia a little bit of time to set up. And they're moving over to the Winston, actually.
Classic dive.
Not preferring the ball. I guess they think the arcs of the Winston leaps are a little bit better to get into position, to get the dive out, then Ball's wacky way of flying around the map. We'll see if it works out. The EMP comes out, but it only catches Fidel.
Yeah, and Limu Young was forced to use Transcendence there. Got dove upon, which means that they're not going to have that ultimate to engage with. We are going to be seeing the Sound Barrier and Mines come in, though.
So many
now
ults.
Bob is going to be rushing his way on the point. You know what he sees? He sees mine, so he's going to be trying to shoot those out as much as possible. As Strider knocks him to the bottom line, but Pummy finds one. Haven, though, with 2. Well, I guess Bob technically got one there, but it's all good. The fireworks are flying up into the air. Self-destruct's not finding too much, but regardless, right now, 1 tick for GeForce, and the kill feed lighting up with them as well. Haven hanging out on point with Doomed, just in case anybody tries to go over there, but you know what? It's going to be a giant mech in anyhow, flying forwards. We're going to be seeing Astro get hacked up as well as the Winston just completely disintegrates, but Strider gets traded out for it as well. And now look at this guy. They have to back off because they're missing too many pieces of their puzzle in order to engage.
Marks, do you like 2CP? There's nothing like 2CP. Yeah, GeForce, they come through. They really seem like they're in a great position. It looks like they should win the fight. Then Haven gets 2, and that's it. Just the spawn advantage is so strong for Gaia moving forward. But that was a lot of ultimates used by GeForce. They're lucky they're able to build a couple of them up. Hummy, with this EMP, might be able to find something. Without a ball on the field, the team will be a little bit more grouped up. But look at the positioning from Haven here. Just all the way up on that top right, and really nobody has been able to contest him. Finally, some people are looking his way, but he's able to back off. That's a big pulse bomb followed by the EMP, but Pummy falls.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Astro was able to pop the Primal Rage, and he gets 2! So look at those big old monkey arms, finds both a hamster and a British woman. That's not going to be looking good for GeForce now, as once again, they have to reset. You know, their composition requires all of their members to be alive. So as soon as Gaia find a couple of picks, it very quickly dismantles itself.
Yeah, brutal Primal Rage coming out from Astro. And the ults are still very good for Gaia. They've been able to hold on to these, but ultimately getting that picked onto Doomed, there might be an opportunity. I don't know if GeForce are back to capitalize on it. And with Magic Maple going down, 2CP Marks, that's a reset. It looks like they want to force it. They're using the Transcendence. I don't know if that'll be enough. They had another fight, Marks. They did not have to use Trance there.
Oh, and Haven right now is just popping off once again. He's able to put in so much damage and completely uncontested, which you wouldn't really expect because I feel like this Ashe would be pretty easily dove upon. Now 10 seconds left on the clock. I don't even know if GeForce are going to be able to move things in. Strider trying to do his best to make his way back onto point, but it's looking like it is all for naught. Just a second too late, unfortunately. But Gaia are going to be taking map number 2 and leading out our series 2-0 now, Spooky.
Yeah, and it's great to see different looks coming out from Gaia. You know, they come out with the Orisa comp, they come out with the Winston, which isn't, you know, it's not the most different look in the world. They still run the dive, but they're on the Winston Ana. It's definitely, it plays differently than the Ball's End for sure. And again, you're on defense on 2CP, you can probably run almost anything and still have a pretty solid advantage just due to those spawns. We saw how many fights that GeForce would have won if it was any other part of any other map, but 2CP Marks, it is Gaia getting away with it. And again, it does seem like Gaia's just a little bit ahead. GeForce, I think, a few unforced errors, that transcendence at the end. I'm not sure if Lee Muyong was just getting pressured a little bit too much, or
Monkey
if he was
did dive on top of him.
Yeah, but I mean, you're getting pressured, or you're trying to cover for your other support losing. You're still using a trance in a 5v6 when you can barely get on point. And then you saw GeForce, they're like, oh, we're trancing. Let's try and take advantage of this. But I think he would have liked that one back for that final fight. Not that there even was a final fight, because they tried to push forward, they all fell, and then no one could touch. So
it just seemed a little bit uncoordinated. Yeah, like towards the end there.
The nerves are on.
Yeah.
It's tough. You're trying to take advantage of the opportunities you make. And, the best teams are the ones who will turn, an error like that into an advantage to not... And now Gaia up to 0. I thought this was going to be a close one, Marks, and it has. It definitely hasn't been a complete stomp, but I'd be lying to you if Gaia wasn't in the driver's seat the entire time so far.
Hey man, crazier things have happened. So, let's not count GeForce out just yet, but I think right now their biggest problem is Haven. On that round number 2, second round, that's the words to say. Haven more or less completely uncontested, and I think that was ultimately GeForce's downfall, because not only was Haven able to pump in damage, they were ready to go. Haven was up in some tricky spot and went boop, and then they were like, well, all right, let's just reset it again, I guess. And well, GeForce, they couldn't do anything. And once again, I don't think that should have been the case, because I think that Strider and honestly Ultima Wep should have been able to have enough mobility to at least pressure down Haven to allow the rest of the team to roll in. But GeForce seemed just a little bit indecisive on what targets they wanted to do, and as a result, Haven just got away with murder.
Yeah, and I mean, where Haven was on the Ashe, despite how diveable you are as a target, it's a very hard place to get to, just all the way up in that top right of Hanamura. When you're running the Tracer, you're running the Sombra. Sombra will have to use the translocator to get up there. I'm not even sure Tracer can get up there without using like 2-3 blinks. So definitely not what you want to see. So yeah, it's a good positioning from Haven, but you're absolutely right in that Haven just wins. And like, this is, I think that's the second time, that's his second map in a row where Haven gets a 2K in pretty much an unwinnable situation. I think that was probably with 2 minutes left on the clock for GeForce. I'm like, yeah, GeForce are going to take this one. Then Haven pops up with 2, and then the spawn advantage. The spawn advantage brings Gaia back. Marks, you talked that GeForce's largest problem was Gaia. Or not Gaia, obviously.
Yes,
GeForce's largest problem was Haven. Yeah, I want to talk about Gaia's largest problem. And I think that has to be that you have not voted in the MVP poll just yet. So go ahead, scroll down to the About tab, make Gaia happy, decide who you want to see in that interview at the end of this match, and decide who has been doing the most impact or is just your favorite player in the game. We'll be pulling them into the booth at the end. Regardless of which team wins or loses, we'll be talking to the player with the most votes. So go ahead, scroll down to the About tab and put in your MVP vote.
Spooky, you got me good there. You were just like, let's talk about Gaia's weakness, and I'm like, I'm actually genuinely curious, because I don't know what this is. And well, you pulled the rug out under my feet in the form of the MVP.
You're a fool, Marks.
You know what? Hey, us Strash boys, I'm a fool and I'm all right with it. But like Spooky said, if you've seen any pop-off performances, you want to hear from one of the players, then feel free to just vote down in the MVP poll down below, and then we can pull them in here, and you can hear me and Spooky chat with them and ask them a bunch of questions. Now to, what do you call it? Wait, no, sorry. Gaia have banned a map, and they chose to ban Rialto. Spooky, why do you think they chose to ban Rialto?
It might just be something they're not quite comfortable with. I'm not sure Rialto lends itself as well to the Ball Zen composition. We've seen it. We've certainly seen Ball Zen on Rialto, but my first thought on Rialto is either double shield or rush comps. The Orisa can take advantage of all those long sight lines, and then Ryan can just stand firm at the corners, all those corners that the card has to go across. It might just not be a comfort pick for Gaia, because we have seen Ball Zen, we have seen it work, on Rialto, so it might just be something that they don't feel comfortable with themselves. But quite honestly, Ball Zen at its peak is probably the strongest composition in the game, so you can kind of force it on just about any map if you want to. So I think that might be a little bit of a comfort pick that they do not want to play on Rialto. GeForce are going to bring us to Kings Row.
Where else but Kings?
Where else but Kings? Where else will this end or potentially maybe continue for another couple maps than on Kings Row?
You literally just did the Overwatch map equivalent of it may or may not be this.
Well, can you blame me? They may or may not win.
Well, one thing's for sure, I bet we're gonna see some May on this map. If I was GeForce, I would have noticed that Gaia refuses to kind of play that rush composition, whereas we saw a little bit of flexibility on Hanamura, that second point, when GeForce was defending. They kind of swapped to a pseudo rush. We saw Cassidy at the very end there. We saw Reinhardt come in, which means that maybe they have practiced the rush a little bit, and they think that this might be their opportunity to actually get in a map on Gaia. Because Kings Row, that's what you want to play. Rush composition is so great, Spooky.
It's possible. I mean, you've got Strider on the roster. You know, you've got a Reinhardt player, but still, you know, the guy's known for his ball. So I think, regardless, you know, I don't think they're going to be forcing the rush composition. If anything, I think we will see more of the ball Zen comps. I think that's just what they're comfortable with. It's what they want to run. You know, as much as I love the Rein Zarya on Kings Row, I'm not sure we'll see it today. We might see Orisa. I wouldn't mind an Orisa coming out. We've seen Gaia dabble in it a little bit, maybe if they want to be on defense. But so far, this game has been determined by those ball Zen comps. And like I said earlier, I think that's the best composition in the game when played to the highest level with the perfect coordination between the teams. And these two teams are very, very practiced on it. So yes. I'd be surprised if they move away from that. But we'll see. You know, there are a lot of different points on Kings Row, and then people swap when they need to. Like you said, we saw the Cassidy, the Reinhardt come out at the end of that map when you can really take advantage of those close quarter situations, which I believe was what Strider and I believe Pummy were trying to do. It just didn't quite work out for them. So we'll see. We'll see. As always, Kings Row.
It's a hard maybe.
It's a hard maybe, you know. Yeah, we'll see the comp or we won't. They'll win or they won't. So that's your analyst that's the analysis from Spooky tonight.
You'll love to see it. Really just covering all your bases, one might argue, huh? This way you can't be wrong.
I'm a perfect color caster. I'm never wrong.
Are you also a psychic too? Because I don't know, at this point you might as well just 100% guarantee all predictions, right?
Yeah, I mean one of these 12 players will be our MVP. I mean,
bro.
It's pretty good, pretty standard. It's easy. I know the numbers, man. I've got them spinning in my head. I can figure it out. It's Moneyball over here.
Little did you know that Spooky has been moneyballing all of the All-Star Brawl all along. That's why he's been so invested in the MVP poll, because he's gamified it in his own brain to make sure that he guarantees the result. He's got all sorts of statistical models running in the background, all up in here, and, well, let's see if this pans out. Just waiting for Gaia, one more player. They're waiting on Doom to come back, potentially from the bathroom, and then both of these teams will be ready, and we could be going to our final map of the night. Once again, I do want to mention that GeForce versus Gaia, whichever one wins is going to do the grand finals. However, whichever one loses, because both of these teams so far are undefeated in the All-Star Brawl, then they will be going to the finals of the losers bracket up against Bear Claw Gaming. So they still have a shot. They're not out of it yet, but you know, if I'm GeForce right now, I don't even want to take the chance. I just want to go straight to the grand finals, and life will be good. Otherwise, you might get rolled in by Bear Claw Gaming, because Bear Claw Gaming looked pretty fantastic in the match just before this one.
Yeah, but I mean, it's the fated duel between Strider and Infected that has been around tier 3 for the last couple of months. Who is better? We may never know. But GeForce, you know, if they lose here, that will be the battle there with Infected on Bear Claw. We will find out exactly how that's going to go down. We're still waiting just a little bit for Doomed on Gaia. We're about to get ready. The guy, you know, he's been putting on a pretty strong performance. Got to shake out the wrist, do the stretches, keep the carpal tunnel away, and make sure he can come back strong for King's Row. But GeForce, it's do or die. It's as do or die as it can get without being an actual elimination match. They have to come back. They have to win 3 matches in a row, 2 of which, if they win on King's Row, 2 of which are going to be Gaia's pick. It's a reverse sweep, like maybe a normal tournament with a regular map pool set out where you just play on the maps already scheduled. If they win this one, they're going to have to beat Gaia on 2 of their own map picks. And, you know, like we were talking about before, you don't have those opportunities of being forced to a control for map 5, for example. That doesn't happen in All-Star Brawl. So it's really just anything Gaia want to play on, they will get, minus that 1 ban that GeForce will get if they win this one. But first marks, they gotta win this one.
Yes, they definitely have to start somewhere, and this is going to be the map that they will be making a statement on. GeForce, well, looks like they're going back to the Wrecking Ball compositions. They will be starting us out on our defense here.
Yeah.
So let's see.
It's their preferred defensive comp from what we've seen. This is the same thing they rolled out on that first point of Hanamura. And it really threw Gaia for a loop for a while. Pummy on this Hanzo has been doing a lot of damage. Anyhow is a monster on the Sigma. I like the composition, especially here where you can take advantage of the high ground. Lee Mu-young and Pummy are going to put out a lot of damage behind that shield. Haven looking for the early pick from the Widow. We're not going to see it today. And now we're back to the standard Ball, Tracer, Sombra, Zen that we've been seeing so far from Gaia.
Yeah, right now, Pummy and Anyhow might be the difference makers on GeForce. A very strong defensive comp. You talked about how this Ball Zen comp doesn't allow for you to get some grounding, but I do think that having the Sigma, having this Hanzo, is what they need to get that stability.
Yeah, and you can blow up Astronex. We see IBTB go down, and we're going to get a pause coming out. It is going to be a fall. The person falling is going to be on the attacking side. It's not the biggest deal in the world. IBTB will spawn back in soon. It looks like Doom's on 300 ping, so we might have to wait for him to come back in. He gets a little bit more time to get the carpal tunnel out of his syndrome, and we'll be able to come back pretty soon. But again, like you were saying, the Hanzo Sigma, I really do enjoy this adaptation, especially on the points that they're picking it. Which we saw the Sigma move down to the low ground, but they're on high ground dominated points where you can really pump the damage in to the actual objective. They're very strong positions for Anyhow, for Pummy to set up, and of course it gives a little bit of extra appeal for Lee Mu-young, that you just get more of the team standing around you than just Magic 8 Ball, shield in hand, trying to throw you those little cookies to keep you alive. So Lee Mu-young might have a little bit of extra support. On the other hand, if Doom gets this EMP online, you're like guaranteed a 4-man. So, you take your wins with your losses, but that's a loss as Pummy goes down. That's a pretty big L for the side of GeForce, and that's a larger one. Ultima Wep, the pause comes unpaused, and Gaia pounds.
Yeah, classic Haven things. Once again, we can see chasing down Strider, has to reload quickly. Yeah, you're not going to get the health back there, Strider. And now this is posing for Gaia to be able to take this point number 1. They're moving forward. Astro gets hacked up and gets taken out of the fight, however. But Haven, once again, just doing Haven things, comboing with Supply, just getting in so much damage on this back line, and Anyhow falling down is going to spell the end for point number 1. Ultima Wep trying to sell this out, but just gets stunned up and whip-shotted out of this realm. And just like that, Gaia, they should have point number 1.
Yeah, that was quite honestly nuts. I guess they were just in position before the pause came through because IBTB had fallen, and I thought it was going to be a reset for Gaia. They're able to force it forward. Now we're going to see the swaps from GeForce. They're going to opt into this mirror match here against Gaia. They decided they don't have the high ground anymore. They don't want to play the Sigma Hanzo. So they're going to be going over to the Diva, to the Sombra, and Pummy, despite the late start, has almost caught up to Doomed in this EMP. Ultima Wep comes up big with the Pulse Bomb, takes out both supports. Now Gaia, but now you have to reset. You have to.
Yep. Well, hey, just back up. That's fine. Gaia, they've got plenty strong time banks, so they should be able to just reset and then bring this one back.
Yeah, we'll see where these two teams want to come out. We are going to see now, it's going to be Doomed with the EMP, but Pummy has already matched him. Both of the Zenyatas have the Transcendence, so we're going to see this matchup again, this little game of chicken, who's going to use which ultimate first, and we'll see if the
Here, the MP comes out, only finds supply, however. Would have rather to get a little bit more value here. So let's see how this goes as Magic 8 Ball does find IBTB. The rally is online as well. Haven found Late Moo Young. Regardless, Astro has the mines, gonna be popping them now. Gonna be rolling through there. Strider gets hacked up, drops the mines of his own. Gonna be coming through, but Astro is not in a great position. And well, GeForce, they wrestle this one back into their favor. Strider trying to chase down Astro next. But the trades are still coming through right now. Gaia, they're not out of this one yet, and it's all because of Haven now staring down Magic 8 Ball. But look, so much card progression has come through, Spooky. This is something else here.
Yeah, Gaia are just pushing their way forward. It has been fantastic so far. They're so close to getting this here at the end, but it looks like the bomb is coming out from anyhow. The trance is already down for IBTB. It looks like he's all the way in the backline. Gaia are all over this cart. They are not just coming out from their spawn. They have surrounded the cart and continue to push it forward. That's the ultimates online, and that is just a fantastic play. Just the surround and conquer coming out from the team. Still, ultimates coming online. Pummy has the EMP, and there's no Transcendence on the side of Gaia. The IBTB is not up to that ultimate. It looks like Gaia are just going to continue looking for an opportunity. The bomb comes in from Fidelum. Supply goes down, both supports, and the EMP follows from Pummy. But he's already down too. Strider's going to find the pick onto Supply, but I don't know if this will be enough. Gaia just keep rolling forward, but Strider and Ultima Wep, they're trying to get something going here, but still the picks are coming through for Gaia. They should get a little bit more point progress here. They have the ultimates, but I think those picks from GeForce are going to be enough to at least give them another shot. That would look dicey for quite a while there. But now I'm looking at the ultimates again. It's looking dicey once again. And we're going to see so many ults coming online. Fidelum gets back into the mech. That is what Gaia were waiting for, so they can continue this push. But now, there might be an opportunity here as the support ults come online. But the EMP is good. Lee Moo-Young gets hacked. He's not able to use that ultimate, but it comes in at the last second. He has the Transcendence. The mines are down from Strider as well, and that's going to take out Astro. All of the ultimates getting popped here from GeForce, but looks like it's going to be enough, especially Gaia. They throw 5 ultimates into this. They get nothing. Finally our GeForce turning this one around.
Yeah, GeForce able to stabilize, make it work out for them nice and easy here.
And look at their ultimates. They used a bunch, but they're building up the others. They have that EMP from Pummy, and that should be enough to stall out Gaia once again, who came into this with 4 minutes. You know, 1 good EMP on IBTB and Supply, and that should be a fight win for GeForce. They might be able to stall out Gaia here after getting dominated for so long. GeForce might be able to come back into this.
And here we go. This coming in. Ultima Wep just kind of absolutely sweeping up with anyhow. And just like that, things are looking like it's working out pretty well for GeForce. They're able to stabilize. And it's like they might be able to win this one out.
Fantastic EMP. To be fair, there was nothing on the other side to stop it. There was no rally. There was no Transcendence either, so the EMP was pretty much guaranteed to be good. But it definitely bleeds time off the clock. It doesn't give Gaia opportunity to build up their own ultimates. They're going to be trying to get this one back online, but GeForce are looking good to hold here. They still have the ults, and Gaia are kind of scrambling. They need to come up with something in the neutral game if they want to keep moving forward.
Yeah, and there might be a little bit of pressure onto Doomed on this Hanzo. Is able to get a little bit of plink damage in here, but look at the aggression coming through. Astro does find Ultima Web. A Transcendence is forced out. It's going to have a counter trans coming in, but it doesn't matter. Haven once again getting the stick onto Magic 8 Ball as Doom gets crushed under a hunk of metal from anyhow. Haven finding Pummy as well, pummeling him nice down. And just like that, Gaia might be posed to win it right now. They found some of the necessary picks here, and they have enough members alive. They're going to be rolling in here now. Supply pops the rally as well. See how this works out for them. Strider rolling in, trying to stay alive just for a second here. Magic 8 Ball going to be moving in, so close to building up a rally of their own. The Respawners are coming in, and, well, Gaia have kind of given up some space. They're going to be throwing a Dragon onto point, though, just to find something. Leimu Young does find Supply, and now Magic 8 Ball does have the rally as Leimu Young is lighting it up with those Zenyatta orbs once again. Pummy swapped onto the legs. And just like that, GeForce, they might have been able to repel Gaia as they might not even get an opportunity to touch. Fidelum tries to fly in there. We are going to be seeing Supply go on the Lucio. It will get in, but gets taken out really quickly. And just like that, I think this one's all but said and done.
Yeah, Leimu Yang with the redemption from Hanamura, you know, we saw him get a couple picks at the very end of that map, but it wasn't enough to turn it. We do see it here, and that's GeForce holding a 4-minute time bank, Marks. Yeah. They were looking rough for quite a while there, but they do manage to hold it just before the very end there. Great plays coming out. I do want to highlight Strider as well with the mine placement at the end, cutting off Supply and IBTB. They weren't able to get into the fight, which allowed GeForce to get a couple kills, which put them up on that brawl at the very end. They were able to keep from getting snowballed, even though they lost quite a few members. They were able to come back out due to their spawn advantage. So good mine placement from Strider to split off the supports as well. And now GeForce, you know, they have a chance here.
Yeah.
But you know, they still, it all comes to this. They have to push to the very, very end of King's Row. They basically have to cap. Yes. That is how far that Gaia were able to push this one. And we'll see if they manage to do it. We'll see what composition they want to run out with. I'm guess it's got to be some variation of this ball Zen. It's been dominating this match so far. We'll just see what they want to run out on. We'll see what Pummy wants to play, as he's been the one who's been swapping heroes so frequently. But we'll see if he breaks out the Hanzo, breaks out the Sombra, and we'll see exactly what comes out. But I'm guessing, Marks, we're going to see the mirror match once again.
Would also bet that as well. I'm a little surprised though. I really liked Anyhow on that Sigma and Pummy on the Hanzo previously, but that might just be more for their defensive composition rather than their offensive composition. That's the right word. I almost said conversation, and that definitely wouldn't be correct. But regardless, we're going to be seeing these teams trading blows once again. Nothing really too big in this neutral game. Just try not to give up too much percentage or lose any of their players first. Doomed getting a little bit pressured down. They're able to escape, and well, now it's just a little big old stalemate. Get your trenches.
Yeah, get your trenches and build up your ultimates. That seems to be the name of the game so far. Gaia, a little passive. You know, they're happy to wait for GeForce to come in. They're all kind of playing in this back right corner, preferring to stick together as a team, not really take any massive risks. But it's going to be GeForce pushing in, catching Doomed out quite quickly, and that should be a great start for them pushing forward.
Yeah, we see Fidelum get hacked up as well. Got a lot of damage thanks to that Discord orb, but now GeForce, they got their first tick on the board, looking for that second. Right now, Gaia looking for a chance to re-engage here. Haven diving in on the back. We are going to be seeing them get back onto point here. The EMP comes out, but Haven has the bigger pulse bomb, finding two, and now Supply, well, there's tons of kills in Supply right now. And just like that, Gaia, they're able to stop that momentum that GeForce was building.
That was absolutely beautiful, just waiting for the last second. Doomed had the EMP, he just had to get back from spawn. And with 88%, that is when they decided to pull the trigger, managed to get it work. Haven landing the pulse bomb before the EMP even comes out. Gaia, sometimes, man, they just put out plays that are absolutely next level. The coordination between these guys is not good enough to keep Astro alive, unfortunately. But Haven has already got the pick. But will it be enough? Gaia might have overstepped themselves after a great combination play to wipe GeForce.
Yeah, we see Haven going to be going onto the point, trying to stall that one out. Guess has to be careful. Dueling both of the support lines right now is a little bit difficult because they can heal each other. Okay, we see another EMP come in. That's gonna find 2 there, as well as a rally on point. Limu Young is gonna be using the trance just to keep everyone nice and healthy. But wow, this is the brawl now. A counter trance coming in as well from IBTB. And just like that, Gaia, when it was looking a little bit dicey, once again, they're able to hold on. Ultima Web found supply, and they just step off the point for just a little bit too long, as GeForce are going to cap out point number 1.
I've got to say, Marcus, I was happy for them. I was getting a little bit of Blizzard World vibes for a minute. I'm like, there's no way they're going to be full held on first again after coming so close, and they do manage to push that one forward. But still, Gaia bled a lot more time off the clock than I would have expected, having lost a member so early. But GeForce do get the cap, and they have the momentum rolling forward. Let's see if they can continue it. Gaia did not spend long on this point B. They were able to just keep moving forward. But right now, the ult economy, as slim as it is in favor of Gaia, with Haven with a deadly pulse bomb.
Yeah, Haven's been finding absolute stunners with all of those pulse bombs, and it's going to be up to Anyhow to try and eat it before it finds too much of value, but that's a very tall order. Pummy already out of the fight. Haven drops the pulse bomb this time, doesn't find too much. That's okay. He's probably going to be building that one up nice and quick. And we see they're just trading blows here, but still, this card's making a lot of progress, Spooky.
Doomed has the EMP. He's going to be looking for the situation to put it down. No support ultimates online. Catches Magic 8 Ball, but he can't use support. He's hacked.
Yeah, and Doomed is going to take out Pummy there. There's 4. And now Magic 8 Ball is going to be popping the rally as well. This should be GeForce's sign to step on the gas pedal a little bit. As Gaia, they have to come in here to try and contest it. Doomed going to be setting up once again, looking for a hack on the high ground, but someone needs to come in and touch the point. Haven. Next, a rally online for supply, but the EMP is big, comes in, finds 3. A self-destruct is going to deter most of GeForce, though. Now supply does find Strider, and now Gaia, they're going to be the ones re-aggressing. They drop the mines just for good measure, but they have lost 2 of their members. The self-destruct gets thrown into the backline, and both supports are able to survive, despite how dicey things were looking. Fidelum gets knocked out of the sky, gonna get demeched, and now GeForce, they're swinging this thing back, and they might be able to cap out point number 2. We see Astro try to roll in as quick as they can to try and stall it out, but it looks like they will just be giving up point number 2 here. The stalls come in from Haven, but there it is, win condition very securely in front of them.
Great play from Limu Yang to use the Transcendence there. You know Doomed has already used the EMP. You know you don't have to hold it onto it. Keeps GeForce in the game and keeps them rolling forward. Just the momentum coming through. This team's all the way up in Gaia's spawn and just getting the damage done. They've already, Magic 8 Ball and Limu Yang have built up these support ultimates yet again, and they're going to need them as Doomed has the EMP. We'll see if the Trance, we'll see if the Rally can come out before the Somber ultimate shuts down the team. That's a 6.
Well, it looks like no Transcendence this time, or Rally for anybody. As a matter of fact, it's just going to be Gaia walking all over them. As everyone from GeForce just tried to escape out of there. Ultima wept through the bomb. Pulse Bomb didn't find too much value there. And, well, hey, that's one way to turn this fight in your favor.
Beautiful 6-man coming out, and Doomed realizes he's probably not going to get as much value as that. Swaps over to the Hanzo, trying to get some of these one-hit picks, and they're going to need them as the ult advantage is now solidly in favor of GeForce. You have EMP, you have... Gaia are going to have to pull out some heroic plays to hold on here, Marks, because the ults are solidly against them.
Yeah, Rallies and Transcendence have been popped here. We see both support right off the bat, but look at that. Doomed found Pummy before the EMP could go off. And once again, GeForce have to reset here. They've only got just under a minute and a half left on the clock. Once again, though, that card is getting dangerous to the golden square of victory.
That was your game plan. That was your touchdown dance. It was the EMP into support ultimates. I don't know if the EMP can do it on its own. You catch out Astro, but will that be enough? The Dragon Strike comes through. The more picks are down, but the bomb from Fidelum as well.
Yeah, let's see how this goes. Fidelum gonna be able to escape out of there, but now Gonna get demeched immediately due to another self-destruct. This is getting really close. The mines have been dropped onto point by Astro here. Thankfully gonna be cleaned out. Astro just trying to camp this up. Wait for the team to respawn. ITB found both DPS members of GeForce. It's only GeForce, they have to back off.
He gets knocked out. Are you kidding me? The Zenyatta play at the end of the maps have just been turning it all the way up. There are no ultimates online. The trances are coming up, but that is about it. This is going to be last fight coming out for GeForce. Magic 8-Ball should get this rally up as well. That should be a lot of sustain coming through, but it's matched by the support ultimates on the other side. Supply should get theirs as well. I cannot tell you who's going to win this one, but GeForce have to come up with something because Gaia are 10 seconds away from winning this match here and now.
Finding Dude, Astro trades it back onto Pummy. Don't forget to stay on the point. Rallies now online for both of these teams. Limu Young in the middle of trance. We're seeing them move forwards here. Astro just making sure to stay online, but oh no! It's a Haven once again finds Magic 8-Ball. Anyhow, takes out IBTB. No supports on either side of these teams. We are into overtime now. The win condition very clearly established. A self-destruct onto the point there finds Haven. They gotta come in. They have to touch this point right now, or GeForce will force it. Where are you kidding me, Marks? GeForce are gonna steal that one away. Getting their first win in this series is now it is a 1-2 for GeForce. Or sorry, for Gaia.
And what a win there, Marks. I was not expecting that. The supports falling down at the end of that. GeForce had no healing. They were still able to come out of that one. And I think that's gotta be on anyhow getting that bomb kill onto Haven. Haven must have been just pixels away from getting out of the range, but that is going to manage to take him out. And I think that would be all you need, because if Haven was able to come back, just stall it a little bit, the spawn advantage was so in favor of Gaia that they should have managed to get away with that one. But no, GeForce, they're coming back into this one, Marks. We have a match on our hands. I was ready. I was going to call it. I'm going to be like, let's talk to the MVP. This is it. Gaia's won. But no, GeForce are coming back. And
oh boy.
Ooh, my heart's beating.
That one was spicy, I have to say. I wasn't even I did not see Astronex coming from underneath there just to drop the mines, and I'm like, oh man, this could actually be something, but then immediately died, and I was like,
he may have lost, but that was an absolute Chad play coming out from hell itself to touch the point.
Well, thankfully, this means that we have another round upon which you at home watching right now can vote for an MVP. And Spooky, what can you tell us about the MVP poll?
And Marks, the MVP poll is where you vote for an MVP. Not you, not me, but the audience, the viewers. Yeah. They get to look, they get to see. You have just a wealth of riches. I don't think that's the phrase, but you have so many different players to pick from to choose for this MVP, because both of these teams had an absolute stellar performance. Every single player, I believe, just popped off at some point during King's Row. So choose whoever you thought had the most impactful plays coming out, or whoever is just your favorite, and put in a vote for them, because regardless, win or lose, we will talk to the player with the most votes at the end of this series, which might not be as over as quickly as we might have thought, Marks.
No, definitely not the case here. You know, a wealth of riches on both of these
teams. Of riches.
But once again, we saw a lot of pop-off plays there coming in from GeForce, actually clutching this one up. Just overwhelming Gaia, honestly. And you know what? I have to say, I think it's because they shut down Haven at that end there. I think Haven could have been the person to bring it back for Gaia, but because Haven got taken out by that self-destruct, it was all said and done.
It's definitely an impactful pick, not just because Haven's on the Tracer, but also because you take out the Tracer, so you lose some of that stall potential. But honestly, Marks, I think this was really a team, like a team difference, not a team difference exactly, but the entire team turning up. Like, I don't think there was a single player on either team through that entire map who kind of dropped the ball at all, or who was not pulling their weight. You know, we definitely saw some standouts. Over the first couple of maps, we saw Limu Yang get a bunch of picks for GeForce. We've seen Haven pop off time and time again. but both teams, it looks like they found their groove. They're firing on all cylinders, and they're ready to really bring this to the next level. After those first two maps, I'm like, this might be a 3-0. This might be done and dusted. But now I would not be surprised if we find ourselves in a map 5 scenario, Marks.
It wouldn't be a cast of us if we didn't get to map 5.
Yeah, of course. But Marks, to get to map 5, we have to go through map 4, and it looks like we're going to Oasis.
Yep, back to our control maps, 2CP. What can you tell us about Oasis, Spooky? Because it does lend itself to different compositions. University sticks out in my mind as being a little bit different, but overall, it's a pretty ball-heavy map, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, you can definitely run the ball, and I think there's enough high ground that you can run the ball on pretty much every map. University does stand out a little bit as the close quarters map. Every control map needs a close quarters point where you break up the Reinhardt. But I think these teams, I think it's good enough that you can run the ball, and I think these teams will prefer to. This is the first time we've seen control in the series, Marks. A little bit surprising, but considering how usual Overwatch games go. But I'm certainly excited. This could be where it all ends, but we will get to see the teams engage on equal footing. No one on defense, no one on offense, just both teams trying to smash into each other in the middle, and we're seeing the mirror comps. It's the ball's end, baby. They're not giving up on it. But Doomed already back to spawn. Doomed getting picked out quite a few times at the beginning of these maps, Marks.
Might be overextending
a pattern.
A little bit too much there. Obviously, trying to charge up that EMP is important, but it's not easy to do when you're dead. So, because of that, no, you really can't. Well, I mean, you get passive charge, but it looks like this time it's going to be GeForce getting the first win just because they found that early pick onto Doomed. But regardless, Gaia, they're not into this one yet. They want to recontest here. We see Astro go in on the dive, able to finally move Young, found him out into the corner there as well. Fidelum was able to come in there and secure that kill. Now, let's see how things go. Fidelum in a little bit of a tricky spot. Lots of people on top of him, but Haven coming into the back just fine. Point and won the first team fight. Regardless, though, still a little bit of a cherry on top of the cake because GeForce got that 20% for pretty much free.
Annoying to retake against just because so many of the heroes are just stall heroes in general. Even if you win the fight, you can take 20-30 seconds before you actually get to clean up. So it's a good decisive victory from Gaia. But now the ultimates are coming online for both sides. It doesn't look like either have an advantage so far. So it's going to be where and when they decide to hit these Qs that's going to decide this next victory.
And right now, Doomed is in a great position. Oh, finds all 5 people, as well as shutting down the rally a little bit here. The mines are dropped as well. The EMP does come out from Pummy, but only finds Fidelum. IBTB happy to use the Transcendence to work that one out, but Haven making the Pulse Bomb work for himself. Finds 2 once again with it. Man, when doesn't Haven just find a 2K when he drops that Pulse Bomb?
Yeah, especially with the EMPs, man. And it's time and time again, it feels like, that Doomed gets a huge EMP off, and GeForce try and respawn by using their own ultimates. I mean, it's a good play. It's great to be able to turn around a fight like that, but it hasn't been working out for them. And time again, it feels like they're just throwing away ultimates into a lost fight because they can't manage to turn it. And it's a high risk, high reward play, but they are just landing on the high risk side again and again and again.
We're going to be seeing a Transcendence come out. Ultimo have found supply, shutting down the rally there. And now, well, this is just going to be Strider and Altino Wep just walking through the rest of Gaia. Make that one look easy, as finally they're able to flip this one around. But Gaia, they only need one team fight, and they're going to win out point number 1.
Yeah, they're going to have to take some time to build up these ultimates yet again. Unless we do see a killer performance coming out from Haven or IBTB. Ultimo Wep was a great example of that. You didn't really needed that many ultimates, just had the trance, but Ultimo Wep just on the tracer, got the job done. And it is individual skill a lot of the times that will win you the fights in these kind of compositions. Not quite as reliant on big ultimates, so they are handy as maybe, like a Nanoblade composition might be. Still, Gaia looking for an opportunity. They don't want to waste too much time because it is slowly ticking up for GeForce. They need to win this one quickly. Pummy has the EMP, is looking for an opportunity. Doomed a little bit behind on that one.
That's going to be 4 people, and Haven IBTB falling down. You talked about not using all your ultimates right off the bat, and it looks like Gaia, that's exactly what they want to do. They're going to be waiting for this full reset in order to try and push one more time, but GeForce, they're getting that percentage up there. Okay, he comes out. Fights 3.
Li Young's down. Pummy's down. But Strider responds. I don't know, Marks. This might be enough. But the whole team left.
We see the trance come through. IBTB moving through onto point here. The mines are there as well. Magic Mateball using the rally, trying to clear up the mines just a little bit. Regardless, they haven't been able to flip the point.
That's such a stall tactic.
Yeah, and Doomed finds Ultima Weapon in the backline, which might give Gaia a little bit of an advantage here moving things forward. But they have to be careful now. It's 99 to 95. We are forced into this overtime scenario. Whichever team wins is going to be getting point number 1 here. The mines come out to stall. Someone needs to touch the point. Astro and Doomed able to do so. Now it's just going to be seeing supply build up to this rally. Really slow IBTV finds Li Young, and the rally is online as well. Self-destruct dropped in there. Anyhow, finds 2. That's what you need. Now supply trying to keep this one alive for Gaia. Running through here, but the numbers are not in their favor right now. They don't even have any of their supports here to stay alive. Doomed and Astro just trying to stall it out, waiting for the team to make it back. But Haven falls down. Now it's just Astro on the point. And what was looking like such a decisive victory from Gaia originally gets flipped around as GeForce are going to be taking point number 1.
And what a bomb from Anyhow. I don't know if that was if that was Strider knocking people into the way, if that was some hacks coming out from Pummy to get that one down. It looked like he was just bombing because he ran out of health and was trying to get back into his Mac. I thought GeForce were in such good control of that because they had the ultimate advantage. But Li Young dying with trance, they needed a miracle to come back into that one, and Anyhow delivered. So the bomb saved them in that scenario. And once again, Marcus, it seems like GeForce, they took a little bit of time to get rolling, but they're going now. They're collecting 0 moss, they're just moving their way forward, and they are definitely turning up. They have found their rhythm, they found their groove. They're continuing to push forward to finish this map up, but Strider falling is not what you want to see. That pick should lead to an early win for Gaia. If they're able to break out the rest of GeForce, who've kind of coalesced as a team now that they know that the ball's gone.
And we can see the hacks coming through here. Astro trying to pressure them down. Unable to capitalize there, but both of those Indianas go down. But it doesn't matter because the Brig is down for Gaia as well. Astronex trying to keep it alive, but it's looking like it's all said and done. GeForce might be winning out this first team fight and might cap the point first as soon as Fidelum falls down.
Yeah, and despite having the first loss in Strider, the ball comes back quickly. The rest of GeForce is able to stay together, and now they're able to capture that first point. The first capture is super impactful, Marks. And I'm expecting GeForce to hold on to this one for quite a while. It's going to be a decisive victory, or it's going to need to be a decisive victory coming out from Gaia if they want to cap this one quickly. Otherwise, GeForce is just going to keep building up that percentage. Ultimates are coming online, but you don't need an ult to get that kit pick onto the Zenyatta. This could be an opportunity for Gaia, especially if they commit the EMP here as well.
I don't know that they would necessarily. Looks like the picks are going into their favor. Astro finding Anyhow. Now the team is back together, and they need to get this win quickly. Puppy falling down as well is going to make it a little bit more possible here. Now they're just pressuring down that Wrecking Ball, and finally they're going to try to flip this one up, but a Transcendence for Li Young coming in. This is an X stall coming in from GeForce, but it might be all for naught as nope, Anyhow comes in to stall the point as well. Wow, this stall has been going on for ages. In the meanwhile, GeForce have built up to 62%. Now they need to deal with Puppy as well, but finally flip it around. Still a great start from GeForce. And look at that. Both teams have all their ultimates online, more or less.
Well, that's what I was talking about, Mark. See, they're all on stall heroes, You have to win the fight, and you have to win quick, or the percentage will just keep taking up. Gaia won that fight at like 40%. Now we're looking at 64 for GeForce. A lot of ultimates online. but Lee Mu-young does not have the chance to deny the EMP, and that's going to be a quick kill. Magic 8-Ball didn't manage to get out the rally, and it's going to be Gaia pushing forward. Doomed in supply. Just pushing forward with the ult.
Excellent play there.
Doom man.
They still have a quite... Good try, buddy. They still have a lot of their ultimates online, and look at that. Supply and Haven having fallen, and now GeForce are going to be marching their way back onto the point. Let's see if they can stall it out a little bit better here. IBTB forced to use the Transcendence, but too much damage coming in. Astro couldn't even get healed out of that one. We're going to be seeing the bomb dropped up into the air. Doesn't find anybody, but GeForce are able to win out that team fight. Still, they're trying to stall for as long as they can here. And they are going to be tying them in percentage, but inevitably they will be falling down. They force out Wrecking Ball mines, which isn't terrible.
Still, you know, Haven and Supply coming out, falling without ultimates being used from the side of GeForce. Magic 8-Ball pops the rally. I'm not quite sure why. That is an opportunity potentially for Gaia, but a lot of ultimates being able to be held for GeForce, and it's coming into last fight territory. Gaia, you know, they have to come up with this one. They have to get the win here, but Pummy comes out with a big EMP, but falls to IBTB with no shields.
Yeah, the Pulse Bomb, though, does find Astro here. Might still be winnable. An EMP comes out in response, only finds 2. See if they are able to capitalize on it. They're able to find Strider. Lee Mu-young pops the Transcendence. Going to be met with another Transcendence from IBTB. Haven, meanwhile, winning out the Tracer duel. We're in overtime now. So this means that they have to win this fight, and it looks like that's exactly what they will be doing, and it's all because of one man, and his name is Haven. Let's see them win out this team fight, and they will be flipping this around. But now GeForce, they just need one good push, and they could win this out.
Yeah, I mean, Haven got the cleanup, but IBTB killing the Sombra after getting EMP. See that every day. That was absolutely nuts. Now suddenly GeForce on the back foot. They're the ones staring down the last fight territory. They're the ones who have to come up with this one. Strider is hacked in the back line, and that is it. He should be back quickly enough to be able to touch this point, but it's going to be a mass scramble, and Astro has the mind so impactful in these last touch scenarios.
Ultima Web gets hacked up, unfortunately unable to capitalize on that. Had just a little bit too much support. Now it's 99-99. GeForce looking to win this map out right here, right now. Both of these teams moving in. Supply pop the rally now. Mine's dropped onto the point as well. We're going to be seeing a bomb fly in from Anyhow, looking for the magic that was recreated. Able to find Astro as Ultima Web finds IBTB. Now, this is looking like a back and forth, but Supply takes up both back line, and Haven turns it up once again, and suddenly this is looking like it is winnable for Gaia as an EMP comes out just for good measure, and we're going to point number 3, Spooky. Oh my goodness me, this is close!
Marks, my heart can't take this. This is the second... This is the second map in a row that has felt like a map 5 because these teams are giving it their all. And GeForce, you know, we thought they weren't going to be able to... We honestly thought there was going to be 3-0. I don't know about you, but I certainly did. It looked like Gaia was just slapping them around for those first couple of maps. But GeForce have turned up and they have come back. We're down to University. 1-1. If Gaia win, they're instantly in the grand finals. They worked hard for it. But GeForce, they're looking to push us to that map 5. It's all coming down to University. We talked about how this might be a Reinhardt map, but these two teams, they're sticking to their guns. That one difference, Doomed on the Echo. It's going to take advantage of the skybox. No one really to contest him all the way up there. There's no hit scan, but let's see if he's actually going to get the damage done. A little bit more of a dive hero. But no EMPs. We'll see if this is the pick, the hero swap that will push Gaia over the edge, or if we will be going to that map 5 as GeForce takes this.
Yeah, the objective now opening up. Doomed up in the air. Once again, raining down damage onto people. People are kind of scared to poke the head out here. But once again, this Echo Pick could be instrumental. Regardless, though, it's a stall out on the point. Ultima Web trying to find a little bit of value, but Haven right there, ready to contest, gets caught up in supplies. What's that thing? The flail? Yeah, let's go with the flail. But Haven has just been tearing it up once again. And look at this momentum flying through. I guess one of the good things about Doomed on the Echo is that is going to allow for a little bit more dive ability. They don't need the hack if they can just pump out pure damage.
It's true, and you see how Doomed is playing this one. He's like AC 130ing above the point, you know, he's just flying back and forth, just pumping in the damage, and we saw GeForce, they were scared to engage. They do manage to get Fidelum out of mech. That is an opportunity for them to push forward, but we've seen how important these first point captures are. It's building up the percentage build. Team OASB, it's a big bomb, but the trance comes out. Let's see if they stall this one out, Gaia.
Yeah, you know, they should be able to do so. We see the trance being met from Li Mu Young.
They flipped!
They just dropped the point. All right. Much like the Wrecking Ball was dropped.
Okay.
That's just how it goes, is GeForce are going to clean up the rest of Gaia there.
Yeah, not what I was expecting. You can tell from my noises. But now, yeah, GeForce already building up to that percentage. They have the EMP online along with the bomb. Doomed has the duplicate, but not any great targets really to copy. I mean, you could have 2 rallies maybe, or another Diva bomb, but nothing like a Sigma around. We'll see what he goes for. Supply pops the rally to push forward here.
All right, now another Diva mech on the point there. The EMP does go off in the backline as IBTB falls down. That's the pick that they were looking for. Anyhow, going to drop the bomb to get that remech relatively quickly, but Supply is able to find one on his own. The Wrecking Ball mines now dropped onto the point here. Doomed dropping the bomb in the back, out of duplicate form now, but Gaia are trying to contest this, and they might have the numbers here to win things out. Anyhow, just trying to stay alive here, but Haven just running around, and look at that. They were able to flip the point around, and they have GeForce on the escape. They've been trying to push them back. IBTV finding Ultima Wep was an excellent stall out pick. Once again, Zenyatta, one of the slower heroes to walk his way back onto point.
Yeah, one of the only slow heroes in this composition, and that's why you see him fall so frequently. Both teams are gunning for the Zens. Now Gaia back in control. I have to remind you, if they win this point, they win the series. But they're looking for an opportunity to come in. Ultima Wep just tickling the points a little bit, but the mines are going to come out from Strider, try and push them off. A Gaia touch at the last second. IBTB gets the picks. Both supports are down. This is looking good for the Globe team.
I was a little worried there for a second that Gaia were just going to give that one up.
Yeah, I was like, not again.
Just in time.
Yeah, and now, speaking of time, GeForce is running out of it. They have the EMP, they're building up to the trance, but their double support ults on the side of Gaia. If this next fight goes on long enough, it might just be the last one. I think at 85%, we're going to have to call it. It is going to be GeForce. They have to come up with something. The EMP has to be big because the Pulse Bomb found nothing but air. It's a 3-man, but Pummy dies!
Yeah, Pummy gets taken out, and IBTV still has that Transcendence online when necessary. Now we're going to be seeing it come out here as Doomed makes sure that GeForce is feeling doomed with his plays. Now anyhow gets taken out of the mech. Gaia rolling forwards as a unit. And they're finding all of the picks necessary. They gave up the point, but they're happy with that because they will just turn this one around. And now it's going to be up to GeForce to try and come back.
They can't
test this
one.
Touch
marks.
But who do you even send? We're now into overtime here. Magic 8-Ball trying to make his way back, but it's all but over as Gaia. They take it, and they will be our first team confirmed for the All-Star Brawls Grand Finals. Woo!
And what a match, Marks. That last, I was so invested in that last match, I forgot to even tell you guys to vote for your MVP.
That's what you know. That's what you know, by the way.
Go ahead, quickly throw in your votes because we're about to be talking to the MVP from either team. What a match we just saw. Both teams so evenly matched, especially over those last couple of maps. They were just going back and forth. Any GeForce fans, I have to remind you, your team is not yet out. They're going to be going down to face Bear Claw in the losers bracket, and they will have a second chance potentially to come back and fight Gaia for the title. And man, I would be so excited to see the rematch. This game delivered, Marks, and we're not even done yet. You know, we still got the grand finals to go. But Gaia, in their second grand finals, back-to-back in the Overwatch All-Star Brawl. This team is here to win.
Oh, you know that they are. And given this match right here, right? No matter who wins GeForce versus Bear Claw Gaming, you know that they're going to bring it to the grand finals up against Gaia. So just the fact that this match was actually this close, for me, this shows that this was like, it's going to be a good grand finals. I've got nothing else to say besides that. And also, too, I think the next match is going to be really interesting to see who is going to be going up against Gaia. Because, man, Spooky, this was something else tonight. GeForce really brought their A game. And while they had a little bit of a rough start, they definitely looked like they could have turned that one around onto Gaia. And they had multiple opportunities to do so.
Yeah, absolutely, Marks. And it did really feel like GeForce just took a little bit of time to warm up, quite frankly, because I mean, if they came out with their King's Row form on Blizzard World, for example, we might be seeing a completely different result because they looked very, very good, especially through those last couple maps. But still, we cannot deny that Gaia were just on fire the entire time.
Firing on all cylinders.
Yeah, we said that, you said GeForce came out on King's Row. I have to remind you, that was an overtime capture. Gaia were a couple of picks away from taking that one and being a 3-0, and then this game on Oasis. Marks, it's still a little jittery.
You know, when you mentioned the heart rate, I did check my heart rate during that map, and just take a guess how much above average it was for that particular map.
Go 70. Above average.
Not that much. So my average heart rate is about 60, and during that match it was at 93. So
yeah, right, getting it pumping, getting our cardio in today. But that was man, Marks, I cannot tell you how excited I am that both these teams are still in the tournament.
Yeah, that's true.
I would be so disappointed if we had sent one of these teams home today. For once, I am happy to be out of the losers bracket because I'm just incredibly excited to see what these guys come with next. Now, Marks, we will have our interviewee. We will have our MVP coming up. It's going to be Astro. It is the ball player for Gaia. And I can't wait to get him into the booth and see what he thinks about some of these, this victory and being, at this point, the only undefeated team left in the Overwatch All-Star Brawl. That's quite the accolade.
Yeah, I'll say, but you know what? Hey, Gaia, they're in it to win it. So they have to bring that energy forwards into one more map because I think, if anything, this particular match showed them that they're not going to be walking away with this one that easily. They're going to have to fight every tooth and nail in order to make sure that they can get there. And so it's going to be interesting to hear what this team is going to be doing to prep, if they face off GeForce again. I can't imagine that GeForce would just be like, okay, we're going to fight them again. GeForce is going to be preparing, right? But then also, too, Bear Claw Gaming. What are they going to be bringing to the table? A lot of questions for Gaia and what they might do for their prep for the grand finals because, once again, this is going to be close.
Absolutely, Marcus. It is a brutal top three. And I was telling you at the beginning of this match that Gaia were my favorites to win the tournament. That still holds true, but, the gap might have shrunk a little bit between them and the teams because this definitely showed that they're not infallible. This is not going to be a complete blowout in favor of one team or the other. We are definitely going to have a couple more matches on our hands. Marks, 2 more matches to go. We're going to have the losers bracket finals between Bear Claw and GeForce, and the winner of that will face Gaia in our grand finals. I just cannot be more excited to see what comes next. But we do have our interview ready. It is going to be Astro, the ball player from Gaia, is in here with the booth with us. Astro, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. Feels good to win.
Yeah, I'd imagine so. Astro, I have to ask, Gaia in the grand finals. You guys have been in this position quite a few times over the last couple months, but you have never quite been able to walk away with the victory. Is that going to change this time in the Overwatch All-Star Brawl?
I mean, of course it is. You know us.
Absolutely. Third time's the charm.
Wow, why you gotta do them like that, Spooky? But Astro, I did want to quickly ask you, Gaia, you guys have been absolutely crushing it on the Ball Zen composition that we pretty much saw pretty consistently tonight. But we also saw you playing the Orisa at a certain point too. Is that kind of like your the composition you keep in your back pocket for some of those maps that the balls then just doesn't work out as well on.
We do that. We really like the ult cycle with like Nano Barrage. Bob is also really good against that comp. As well as Bongo just helps you farm ults, so it's really good. We took inspiration from Shanghai, and they like perfected that comp on Hanamura, and like we thought we can do it too. So yeah.
And honestly, it looked like such a dominant performance. You could see that GeForce were struggling to really figure out how to break that one wide open. So great job on that front.
Thank you.
Yeah, Astro. Okay, so to go back to the series as a whole, you guys come out, you pound on Blizzard World. Hanamura, easy win for you guys as well. But then coming out to King's Row, everything was looking good, but then GeForce come back. They really give you guys a run for your money all the way to the end. I just remember, burned into my mind, you swinging out from under the map to try and touch the point at the last second and unfortunately falling. What was the team energy like after that really close loss to GeForce on King's Row?
We weren't too discouraged because it was a really close one. Like we knew that like we made individual mistakes, and if we clean those up, like it'd be fine. And we also knew that it was our map pick. So if we just did those two things, we picked a good map that we knew we could like beat them on, and we also like just fix up like the sloppy individual mistakes, like we could come out on top.
Perfect. You certainly showed up on OASB.
Also, I just wanted to give you a quick shout out because that wrecking ball underneath, you caught both me and Spooky off guard with that. Is this the turnaround? Is this when it happens? But unfortunately, King's Row was lost, and on Oasis, you guys, I have to admit, GeForce, it was pretty close between you guys. How was that energy like being able to win off of such a close map?
It was really nice to win at the end. The first the map after we lost that, it was a little like demotivating because it was like we just needed to win one more fight, and we did troll like after getting like pre-fight picks. So like we lost fights that we should have won, but it's Koth. You still have two other like opportunities, so we just kept our head in the game.
Fair enough.
All right, Astro, I have one more question for you before we let you go. Losers bracket. The finals are going to be GeForce versus Bear Claw Gaming. Who do you want to see in the finals against you?
Well, we faced GeForce already. We haven't faced Bear Claw yet, and we also have that rivalry with Bear Claw. So I'd love to play. I'd love to play against Bear Claw, and I wanna prove myself. I need to finish it strong compared to last time.
Absolutely, Astro. Thank you so much for joining us. I want to give you this opportunity to shout out anyone you want to while you're on broadcast. The floor is all yours.
For sure. Shout out Vega because he came in with the sub on supply. And he's also my maker. He made me. So shout out to him.
All right, shout out to Vega. Thank you so much, Astro, and good luck in the finals. I've been saying all match that Gaia is my pick to win this tournament, and you guys did not disappoint. So thank you so much for joining us, and I can't wait to see how you guys perform in the finals.
Thank you very much.
All right, and with that, this is going to wrap up the All-Star Brawl for tonight. So tonight you did see GeForce going up against Gaia in the winners finals, and Gaia was able to win it out 3-1. So they will be advancing to the All-Star Brawls Grand Finals, which they're either going to be going up against GeForce or Bear Claw Gaming. We hope you've enjoyed tonight. This was a little bit of a roller coaster, Spooky. Would you not agree?
That was crazy, dude. Like, I'm just starting to calm down.
The heart rate is on the way down. You went up, and then you got to slowly bring it down. Yes. But this was casted tonight by the Trash Boys, myself, Marks, alongside my buddy Spooky. And of course, we were produced and observed tonight by Refused. But make sure that you follow the channel and, just keep in the know for the All-Star Brawl, because like we've been hyping this thing up, the Grand Finals is going to be a banger. Like, there's no way that it's going to be a blowout at all. It's going to be extremely exciting Overwatch. And Overwatch needs some of that right now. So you're going to want to make sure to follow the channel, follow the All-Star Brawl in all of the different socials, just to stay up to date on everything that is going on. And with that, Spooky, you got any last thoughts for us?
Only 2 matches left, Marks. Make sure you catch them both. I certainly will. I'll be watching. So everyone, you saw such a great match tonight. We got 2 more of those coming out through the end of the week. So just make sure you tune in because, God, Marks, I cannot get enough of just high-level Overwatch. And these last 3 teams, they will definitely deliver.
Oh, absolutely. Once again, congratulations to Gaia. You might have sent Spooky down some sort of dark path. I'm not too sure. I'm going to have to check in on him on a daily basis. Make sure he's just doing just fine. But with that, we're going to be signing off for tonight. So thank you guys so much for tuning in. And we hope to catch you on a future broadcast of the All-Star Brawl. Only 2 matches remain. So catch you guys later, and thank you for tuning in.